everybody, and welcome to another Vinyasa class, and welcome to my little home. It's small, but I made it work. Today I want to be focusing on our throat chakra, which is called Visuddha. And so we're going to be working a lot with shoulders and neck, and maybe a little bit of the face and jaw. This chakra is about expression, honesty, and the way that we communicate. So you can think about that, reflect about that throughout our practice as we work with this. Let's go ahead and start in a comfortable seated position. I think I want to start in a cross-legged position today. I have a little pillow that I'm sitting on that I just folded up and sit on. You can also sit on a block. Another tool that you may want to use today is a strap at any kind. If you don't have a strap, maybe grab a sweatshirt or a towel, and maybe a blanket for your Shavasana. So we'll find our cross-legged position. And you can relax your hands down on your thighs, sit up nice and tall, and close your eyes. So the reason why I'm sitting on this pillow is to find a little more length in my spine. For now, you can begin to focus on that connection that you have through your sit bones and your tailbone down into the earth underneath you. Feeling stable and grounded, connected. And as you're grounding down into the tailbone, into the earth, you'll feel that your spine and all the way up through the crown of your head is lengthening. As your spine lengthens, you feel in particular the back side of your neck lengthening. So it's like somebody's pulling you in the top of your hair up towards the ceiling, so that your chin kind of slightly tucks and the chin becomes parallel to the ground. And then you can begin to observe your breathing. And try really and pay attention to how it feels when the air moves in through your nose and down through your throat and into your lungs. And also how it feels when it exits the lungs, moves out through the throat and all the way out through the nose. For a moment, pay attention to your jaws. Maybe you can move your jaw a little bit, your chin a little bit, to take out any tension you may hold in this area. And then keep your lips softly sealed and your tongue falls heavy down and away from the top of the mouth. Now that we have this connection to the breath and to the throat, we'll start our Ujjayi breathing. This breathing is also referred to as the breath with sound or victorious breath. We'll add this little soft restriction way back in your throat. And you'll start to hear this little whistling sound, like the sound of the ocean. When you feel that Ujjayi breath, maybe you feel that this pranayama, this breathing techniques, deepens your breath and also slows down the breath. And as we go through our practice today, we'll continue to return our awareness back to this Ujjayi breath. And allowing it to be our anchor into and back to this present moment in our yoga practice. On your next Ujjayi breath in, rotate your shoulders forward and up towards your ears. And as you exhale, hug your shoulder blades in together and lower your shoulders down and away from your ears. A couple more like that. Inhale, shoulders up towards your ears and forward. Exhale, down and away from your ears, shoulder blades move together. One more time, inhale up. And exhale down. Your next breath in, reach your arms out to the sides and all the way up and overhead until your palms are touching at the very top, feeling length through the side body. Take one more breath in, get a little bit longer. And on your exhale, bring your hands down in front of your heart. Inhale, arms out to the sides and up and overhead. Look up towards your hands so that you're finding a little back bend of your neck. And on your exhale, let your gaze follow your thumbs so that your nose comes down to the front. Inhale, arms out to the side, look up towards your hands. Exhale, down to the front, look towards your thumbs. We'll do that one more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale again, reach your hands out and up. And on your exhale, interlace your fingers and plant them behind your head. Inhale and press the back of your head into your hands, creating a little double chin, and then you press your elbows backwards. Exhale and hold it. Take another breath in, lift your chest and press the back of your head in against your hands. On your exhale, tuck your chin in, let your elbows frame your head and look down. Inhale, press your elbows back, your head in against your hand. Exhale, curl it in and round. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Good. Your next breath in, reach your hands back up overhead. And on your exhale, let your right hand come down to the side, left hand reaches over. Take a deep breath into the side of your body. And a deep breath out. Inhale and bring both hands up and overhead. And exhale, take it down to the other side. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Inhale and bring both hands up and overhead. And exhale, bring your hands down to the front. And we'll remove our little pillow or whatever you're sitting on. And we'll come down into a tabletop all fours. Put your hands right underneath your shoulders and your knees right underneath your hips. Take a breath in, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, lift your gaze. And on your exhale, tuck your tailbone in and under, curl and round your spine. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Pressing the mat away from you. One last time, inhale, lift your tailbone, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, draw in your belly, press the mat away from you and look in and under. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, firm in your core. Inhale, and reach your right hand up towards the ceiling. On your exhale, let the arm sweep in and under your arm and come down on your shoulder. And you can reach the other hand far up and overhead. And then walk it over towards the opposite side of the mat. And then look up under your armpit. Call this thread the needle. You should feel a good stretch in between your shoulder blades. For another variation, you can take that top arm and swing it around your lower back. Maybe trying to capture the opposite inner thigh. Call that a half bind. Begin to draw your left hip backwards and your right hip forward. And then look up and over your shoulder. Take one more breath in. And one more breath out. Your next breath in, reach your hand up in the air. Exhale, bring the left hand back down on the mat. Inhale, sweep the right hand up towards the ceiling. On your exhale, draw circles with your wrist as you lower it down towards the mat. And we'll take the other side. Inhale, left hand comes up high. Exhale, sweep it in and under and come all the way down on your shoulder and the side of your head. The right hand can come up towards the top of the mat. Or maybe walk it over to the opposite edge of the mat. Or maybe you prefer that half bind with your right arm around your lower back, trying to capture the opposite inner thigh. And then you look up and over your shoulder. Your next breath in, reach the hand up. And on your exhale, bring it down to the mat. Inhale, sweep your left hand up. Exhale, draw circles with the wrist as you lower it all the way down. Inhale and drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your gaze, exactly like we did before. On your exhale, tuck your tailbone, but sit all the way back and over your heels. Inhale, sweep it alongside the floor and come up to that arching back. And on your exhale, tuck your tailbone, sweep it all the way back and over your heels. We'll do that one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Your next breath in, come up to a neutral spine. Spread your fingers wide, tuck your toes under. And on your exhale, lift your hips towards the sky, press your chest towards your thighs. Downward facing dog. On an inhale, come all the way up on your tippy toes. Bend your knees a lot. And on your exhale, press your chest towards your thighs and press your heels towards the mat. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, come up on your toes and bend your knees. Exhale, press through your hands, press your heels towards the mat. 1 more time. Inhale, up on your toes, bend your knees. Exhale, heels towards the mat. Inhale, come up on your toes, bend your knees and gaze to the top of the mat. Exhale and step to a forward fold. Your feet are about hip distance apart. Bend your knees a lot and grab opposite elbows for ragdoll. From here, you can rock yourself a little side to side. And even more importantly, try and relax your head and neck. So maybe you're shaking it, yes, maybe no. Just trying to allow the whole upper body all the way up through the neck and head to be heavy. Look directly in between your knees. 1 more inhale. And on your exhale, release your hands to the ground. Ground into the feet, and on your next breath in, roll up 1 vertebrae at a time until you're all the way up to a stand. And on your exhale, roll your shoulders down your back. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sides and overhead. Look towards your fingertips, find a slight back bend. Exhale, release, come all the way down into a forward fold. Inhale and bring your hands towards your shins as you lengthen your spine halfway. Lift upwards through the tailbone and hug your shoulder blades in together, halfway lift. Take another breath in and find length from the tailbone through the crown of your head, gently tucking your chin. Exhale, release and step the right foot all the way to the back of the mat, and we'll drop the knee, untuck the toes. Inhale and sweep both hands up and overhead, and lean backwards over that knee so that your hips are almost stacking on top of the knee. Take another inhale. And on your exhale, you can sink a little bit deeper down into this hip flexor stretch. So what we're trying to, you can bring your hands down on your hips. We're trying to tuck the hips in and forward and then sink down into the stretch. Good. Perfect. From here, reach your hands back up high. Breathe in. Exhale and draw the left hand to the back for twist. And we find some engagement through the inner thighs and through the core so that that upper body twists a little bit deeper. And then let your head turn so that your neck stretches, looking over the left thumb. Take another breath in here. On your exhale, release your left hand down towards the back thigh. If you can, grab it. If not, you can bring your hand up to your lower back. Flip the front palm open. Take a breath in and reach that hand up towards the ceiling. And look up towards that thumb. If it feels good, you can let your head fall backwards and find a little more of a back bend. But always be safe on your neck and on your low back. On the next breath in, come up, hands up. Exhale, bring both hands to the floor and straighten out the front leg. And we'll find a quick stretch on our hip flex, on our hamstring, the back side of your thigh. From here, you can rock your hips a little side to side, trying to find a little more movement into the hips. If you're having trouble here holding on to the floor, a prop might be helpful, a book or a block or whatever you have, and then your chest can come up a little higher. Take one more breath in, and on your exhale, come back forward, and we'll sweep the left foot back to meet the right. Tabletop. Take a breath in and straighten out your hips, lean a little bit forward over your hands. On your exhale, lower yourself halfway down, and then release all the way down to the floor. You can untuck your toes here. Inhale, find a baby cobra. Reach your chest off the mat, hug your shoulder blades in together. My hands are not really doing any work here. Take another breath in, and on your exhale, release back down. You can do that variation one more time, or on your next inhale, we come up to upward facing dog, pressing the chest, the belly, the thighs, and the shins off the mat. Roll your shoulders down and away from your ears so that your chest opens. Tuck your chin slightly, your chin is parallel to the ground. Take one more breath in. On your exhale, roll over your feet, lift your hips, downward facing dog. One deep inhale, and one deep exhale. Your next breath in, come up on your toes, bend your knees and gaze to the top of the mat. Exhale, step your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, find a halfway lift, flatten your back, shoulder blades together. Exhale, release and fold. Inhale, bring your arms out to the sides and all the way up and overhead. Find a slight back bend as you look up. Exhale, hands by your side, Samastiti. Inhale, hands rise. Little back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the left foot to the back of the mat and drop the knee. Inhale, sweep both of your hands up and overhead. Move your hips back and over the knee. Tuck your hips in and under, and on your exhale, you can sink a little deeper. And again, you can bring your hands down to your hips. Feel this tuck of the tailbone down towards the ground. And then you can sink into that hip flexor stretch. On your breath in, both hands comes up. And on your exhale, sweep your right hand to the back of the mat. And then you turn the nose to gaze towards the right thumb, feeling that you're stretching and opening through this side of your neck. Take one more breath in. On your exhale, release the right hand down towards the left thigh. If you cannot grab, then grab onto the lower back. Take a breath in and flip the front palm open and reach the hand up towards the ceiling. Exhale, maybe you let your head fall backwards and sink a little deeper into that back bend. Always being protective of your lower back and neck. What feels right? So feel as if you're grounding down into your hips, but you're reaching and lengthening through your left fingertips. Inhale, both hands comes up. Exhale, hands to the floor and straighten out the front leg. Once again, you can grab your book or whatever other prop you like here to lift your chest up a little higher so that maybe that front leg can get a little more straight. And then we'll rock it a little side to side here. Wriggle your hips. And just feel how it changes the stretch on that hamstring as you move a little bit. On your next breath in, come back into the lunge. Your hands comes up high. And on your exhale, bring your hands to the mat and step back, tabletop. You can stay on your toes here, or you can stay on your knees, or you can come up on your toes into a full plank position. Your next breath in, shift it a little bit forward. On your exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, either baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. A deep breath in. And a deep breath out. grounding down into your feet and especially down through the heels. Maybe you can even lift your toes off the floor. Your spine stays long and straight, so maybe that means you bend your knees a little bit. Your chest is moving towards your thighs, and your head is hanging relaxed as you ground into your hands. Your next breath in, lift your right leg high. And on your exhale, bring it forward, knee to nose. Hold it here for a second. Press firmly into the mat and see if you can touch your nose to the knee. Inhale, send the leg back up high. Exhale, knee to nose again, and this time we'll slowly step that foot between the hands. Low lunge. Drop the back foot and let your toes point out to the side. Inhale, spin your arms up for warrior two position. Exhale, lunge down as low as you can get. Perfect. So we have that the front foot is pointing straight ahead and the back foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. We want to lunge down to about a 90-degree angle here if we can. Your shoulders and your chest is stacked right on top of your hips as your core is engaged. Let your shoulder blades move in towards each other as you open your chest and look over the front middle finger. Take a deep breath in and reach your fingertips forward without moving your legs. And on your exhale, drop your elbow to the thigh and reach your left hand overhead. So we got a direct line all the way from the outer edge of the back foot, through the leg, through the side body, and up to your fingertips. Take one more breath in, get long in that side body. On your exhale, swing your left hand in and around your lower back. We're going for that half bind again. And then you can really walk those fingertips all the way into the inner side of your right thigh. Then we look up and over the shoulder. And as you have that half bind, you can pull onto the thigh or the lower back and rotate your chest a little more open towards the ceiling. Slow, deep breath. Your next breath in, keep the bind and reach your right hand up towards the ceiling. But keep that deep lunge into the front leg. So instead of thinking, oh, I gotta reach back, think up instead. Get nice and long. Take one more inhale here. On your exhale, release the bind. Spin your hands down to the floor and step back into high plank. On your toes or on your knees, take a breath and shift a little bit forward. Exhale, lower yourself halfway down with your elbows hugging the side of your body. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. One deep breath in. And one deep breath out. Inhale, lift your left leg high. On your exhale, bring it forward, knee to nose. Press your hands in against the mat. Lift the knee up towards your chest and curl your nose towards the knee. Inhale, send it back up high. One more time, exhale, knee to nose. And this time, we'll step the foot slowly through for low lunge. If the foot doesn't make it forward in one step, then just walk your toes a little more forward. Drop the back heel and inhale, spin your arms up. Warrior two. And I'm going to just switch directions so you can see what I'm doing. So front foot pointing straight ahead, back foot straight to the side, arms out, parallel to the floor. The front knee is pointing in about a line with the second toe. So it feels as if the inner side of your thigh is moving forward and the outer side of your thigh is moving backwards. Then we engage the legs by pushing your feet away from each other. Take a breath in and reach forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Right hand comes up and overhead. We find length through both sides of the torso, and we press that outer edge of the back foot down as you reach through the fingertips. Take one more breath in.